Yeah. Getting everybody in here. What is it? That's it. Yeah, what's up, everybody? What guitar pick are you using? The old Diodario Planet Waves Black Ice. Got my signature on one side. Got my logo on the other. Just in case I forget who I am. Right. Yeah, we'll get some folks in here. Just hanging out here till everybody gets in. Bonus points to anybody who knows that intro. Sorry. Yeah, Peter's got it. Let's see, what is it? Yeah, everybody knows it, right? It seems like everybody knows it. Yeah, it's a fun one, right? Yeah, just some noodles, a big old bowl of noodles today. Getting started right here on the Vidami stream. If you need to know, get that off of there. Get it off of there. If you need to know, that's how you know. Get some tasty licks here. Folks of Vidami, these folks, they allow us to hang out every Tuesday. This item is very valuable to my arsenal, my bag of tricks. The old rabbit hat here allows me to do my studies. We may talk about that a little bit today. To do my studies, do my homework. Got a lot of stuff coming at me right now. Trying to burn into my brain about freaking 4 hours worth of music. So we got Shiprocked coming up. Two different sets on Shiprock, and I'm learning a lot of material. I'm using 2 items right now to help me learn this material and learn it quickly. One is the old fractal axe effects. I'll tell you why. Right here's the reason. So if I need to play along with something that's, say, here, and I don't want to have to grab a new guitar every time, I can use the capo function, the virtual capo, on the fractal axe effects. If I'm trying to learn solos, and I need something, you know, if I need to slow something down online and learn the licks, learn some tasty licks from something, I go to this thing because it can sit at my feet and it allows me to just keep playing the guitar. It's a pedal, you know what I mean? So you can control the speed, you can loop whatever you're working on, and that's the deal right there. I just find whatever piece of music I'm working on, maybe the verse and the chorus, I'll loop that bad boy down, and then just start hacking away at it, seeing if I can get the right kind of voicings. I mean, with that Day I Tried to Live, I'm going to do that at an event in Nashville. It's a fundraiser thing. I'm playing Give Me Something to Believe In with the piano player that tours with Poison. Playing that with him. Playing Round and Round with Brett Carlisle from Great White. And I'm playing Soundgarden Day I Tried to Live with Jonathan Trebbing, Adrian, and Jim Riley. And so, there's tuning discrepancies everywhere. The old virtual cable comes into play. Then like with Day I Tried to Live, I mean, his tuning was like FFCCCCC, something weird like that. So it allows me to like kind of find fingerings that are going to work in a standard guitar. That's not the topic for today. That's just the reason we're here. That's the reason we get to hang as Vidami. The topic for today, we're all going to hang out. The topic for today is everybody's good everywhere. Now what? That seems like the really important question. Everybody's good everywhere. I wake up in the morning. I start doom scrolling. I start digging through the various social medias. I start digging through the Patreon. I got a lot of messages in Patreon. For those that don't know, I run a Patreon community. It allows me to keep the wheels turning here. And in that community, we have a great group of guys. Some of you guys are here hanging out. You guys can vouch for the Patreon community. And, there's a lot of things in there that people want to learn, work on. Zap. Like I played a little bit of Zap today. A lot of things always moving around. It seemed like when I was coming up in the game, not everybody was incredible. I don't know if that's the nature of being ignorant to the instrument. It's kind of the thing where learning how to play guitar is a bit like an upside-down pyramid. The more you learn going up the straight line, the more there is that you just didn't even realize that it was even possible. But let's focus on what I mean by everybody's great everywhere. That's like I look at it where you can flip that sentence and you could say, my granddad, who I love dearly, would say, we're all dumb, but not about the same things. So the other day as in yesterday, I watched a Tim Henson Polyphia video of him, how he makes his songs. I thought it was so brilliant because it's so different than the way that I make songs. He uses a lot of software manipulation. He's like, I like to move this up a octave, and he uses the word flex. I like this flex. I'm going to isolate it out. I'm going to edit it and make it all pristine, and then now I'm going to move the pitch up, and I'm going to do all these things. I use a lot of software things. I like to operate from a more organic thing. When I look for crazy sounds, I actually look for instruments that sound weird, like banjo, right? Fiddle, whatever. No wrong way. And I think I look on the other side of the spectrum. I follow a guy like Jake Workman, Trey Hensley, some of these bluegrass monstrosities out there in the world. It's just them and an acoustic guitar, and they're great. And then this benefit I'm doing in Nashville, there's a young kid, 12 years old. His name's Rocco. And we're playing Round and Round with Brett. He's great. He's 12. Everybody seems like these days is incredible. When I was coming up, like I said, I just didn't feel that. I didn't feel that like thing that's like, wow, everywhere you look, there's just some freak show player, just some next level Omega mutant that's just out there playing. So what's the point? It's not a competition. We're all in it to make music. We're all in it to make music. It's not a competition. Like how could you ever say that Tim Henson's better or worse than Eric Johnson? It's so different. Like the message and the mission statement's so different. I think that's what I love about doing the Woodshed camps. If you don't know about Woodshed, that's a camp that I do, guitar camp. And unlike a lot of guitar camps, Woodshed, we bring players that are really drastically different, right? You'll see Brent Mason trading solos with Tosin Abasi. Like that is apples and bicycles right there. And that's the point. Everything is art. So the perspective of what's good, what's bad, all that kind of stuff. And then you have a little bit of that thing that I don't like, which is like the edited to the point of manipulation where you got a lot of miming and stuff. I'm not really into that. That's now, granted, we all have to do it. At some point in the musical career, you're going to have to mime, where you're making a music video and you're standing in the middle of the woods. You got to unplug your guitar. Like, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about things that look like they're sitting there playing in a room and then they've went and fixed a bunch of things. It's not a performance, right? It's not like an in the moment kind of thing. Live without a net is very much like what we do here, right? We watch guys live stream. You watch the, various players. Okay, so everybody is good everywhere. It can be daunting. It can be like disheartening. You know what I mean? It can also be inspiring. But I think my thing that I would like to share with you is kind of something that I would like to keep at the forefront for myself, which is, you got to be the best version of yourself you can be, right? I'm never going to out-funk Mark Lettieri, right? I'm never going to out-8-string Tosin Abasi. You're never going to out-weird, out-gristle Greg Koch. You just got to be the best version of yourself that you can be. Write the music that resonates with you. And when I say write the music, I'm not saying everybody has to make albums. I mean, when you play the guitar and you come up with a riff that resonates with you, that's what you got to triple down on, right? Like I just played a few minutes ago, just a little bit of the Kurt Cobain riff, right? Come As You Are. And it's like, dude, that's not chops, but it resonates, right? I'm playing the wrong key. Simple stuff, but it really resonates. It sounds good. It feels good. Like that's what I think ends up being a reward when we're seeking to improve our playing. Basic level, right? Like we hit those roadblocks, bash face against the wall, and you go, shit, I suck today. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm terrible. You know what I mean? It's like those are those brick walls where it's like, how do you overcome that? Those feelings where you're down on yourself, you're just frustrated with your playing. It's like, man, you got to remember that it's not feats of musical strength that move the needle, right? It's the things that are the musicality of it all. One of the things we're doing on Shiprock is very simple, man. Very, very simple stuff. And it makes me so happy to play along with those Weezer songs. Like, I love playing along with those. It just takes you out of that idea of, oh, man, well, so-and-so did this sick sweep, and, like, now there's this tap, and there's a hybrid picking, and there's this endless amount of technique. It's like, that's all fine and good, man, but you got to say something with it that feels good to you, You got to say something. They got to say something that's got to resonate with you, right? I'm gonna check out the chat, just see what you guys have got going on, right? It's like make new entry level songs. I mean, that's the thing. Is like, what's an entry level song? That's an interesting term here. I'm gonna bring that up. He says we got a Riley 1771 says maybe we need to dial it back and make new entry level songs. What's an entry-level song? Because if I knew, that I could write 4 chords and it sound like Come As You Are, of course that's simple, but if it was that simple, we'd have all been doing it. But it's not. Simplicity is an illusion because we think simplicity hides behind this technique barrier, right? And I guess in the hands, maybe it is more simple to play Come As You Are than it is a Jack Gardner solo, right? Of course, right? But Come As You Are has a musicality that just can't be denied. And if it was so simple to create that, then it would have been created beforehand, and it wasn't. That riff and that melody hadn't been done. That thing hadn't been done. So the entry-level song idea is a myth. I think what we want to say is like entry-level technique, entry-level harmony, entry-level chords. However, I would think that this is a complex harmony where you have... That's that day that I tried to live chorus. I mean, like, that's a weird... That'd be hard to write a melody to, yet Chris Cornell wrote a really sick melody to it, right? And it sounds awesome, right? I mean, if that's just going... But it's got this cool stagger to it, and the melody on it is so cool, you know? Now trying to live so high and so nuts, and just, you know, Chris Cornell just, so good. You know? That's the thing, is it's like the idea of simplicity, it's an illusion, kind of, to me. Little bit of that, right? So let's check this out. Check this out. See what's going on in the chat. Jim Hoffman's in the house. Mark Letary playing Tosin's A-string was really cool. Yeah, heck yeah. Eddie, welcome. Mark Kirby's in the house. Great topic. Roddy's saying, just be yourself. Be recognizable. Steve Morrissey, Jay, Eddie Van Halen, Rob Ford, Derek Trucks. Yeah, I mean, this is also something that we just is a throwaway quote. Yeah, man, just be yourself. Like, I say that all the time. Play like you. And I don't mean it in a throwaway format. I don't mean it like that. I don't mean it like just play like yourself. I mean when you're sitting with the guitar and you're wondering, you know, not wondering what you're supposed to play, but like all of those who wander are not lost kind of thing. Like you're out there searching. You're searching through the instrument to find something that resonates. Hopefully you come up with something that's good, that resonates. I mean, that was a chord that resonated with me. That's where I wrote, you know, or like that was something that resonated with me, right? Like just playing through that shape of F sharp minor for a long time led me to write a song that resonated with me. It's not the most complicated thing on the planet, but it resonated with me. You know, learning other people's music obviously resonated with me, and then it made me want to kind of like, how do I write that kind of song, right? How do I write a song that makes me feel like Cruise Control does, or I Can't Wait to Feel Your Love Tonight. Like, that's a great riff. Makes me feel good. Like, I want to write that kind of riff. I want to write something that makes me feel good, right? It's a sense of discovery that has to happen when you're out there playing the instrument, and realizing that when you have those roadblocks, it's probably from a source of regurgitation. You've probably picked up the instrument. You've probably just started playing the same exact lick and the same exact riff that you've been playing for 2 weeks, and you're like frustrated that you're not making any progress. You're never getting out there and trying to put the fingers where they don't belong. You found maybe safe spots on the instrument. We're like, oh, I can play here and I can play here, so I'll just do that, you know? Like discovering, and one of my best pieces of advice I give players all the time is like, do you not know how to play an F sharp in this area? Well, that's where you should hang out. You shouldn't hang out where you know how to do it. You should hang out where you don't know how to do it, right? Mark Kirby saying, Steve I talks about this a lot. The fact that everyone has something special to offer that's uniquely them. Yes. I think he calls it cultivating your strengths, right? We got a request for Every Breath You Take, man. I mean, like, I'm not really a human jukebox, but... I don't remember the riff or anything, but it's like that. I can't remember it. I feel like there's another chord right there. There's some kind of movement there that I'd have to remember. And then it goes to a 2, right? What is that movement? I don't know. I don't know that song, man. I've never tried to play that in my life. Yeah, man. I don't know. It's way off topic. I mean, just people just keep asking for a song. It's like, here's a crappy version of it. I don't know. Anything from the new album? Just a little dabble. Yeah, man. I've been really trying to dial in this riff that's that thing. Been trying to work on that. That's a little hint for the album. Another one is yeah, so that's one that I'm working on. Really pretty, right? Yeah, I don't know. Noodling away. Bill's in the house. He says, one of the best ways I know there's more than one way. And he's responding to something. I want to check that out. I don't want to get too far off topic. Love the topic, he says. Just focusing on writing songs and being the best version of yourself is the only way to stay inspired and stay truly true to yourself. I mean, it's like it's one of the ways, right? That's what we're talking about. It's one of the ways. Maybe we need to flip the script. Hulk Hogan wasn't the best wrestler. All the other wrestlers sold him as champ. Maybe we need to sell for each other. I think that's just the nature of some cannibalization that happens with, guitar. We're always like, oh, I can do it better. That guy's better. Oh, this guy's better than that guy. It's a lot of that thing, which is fine. I think healthy competition is like an iron sharpens iron kind of thing, So, yeah. Andy, something with a mix of minor blues combined with F sharp minor pentatonic. I mean, it's like let's not get too far off topic because if you're looking for lesson style content, that's where you should go to Patreon. I've got 600 videos over there, patreon.com/AndyWoodMusic, and I do a weekly live Zoom masterclass, and it's way more in the vein of what you're talking about, spec ops, kind of things, playing over minor blues and F sharp minor pentatonic, these kind of things. For me, I thought it'd be cool to have the conversation today with you guys about looking across the landscape and just seeing stellar guitarists everywhere. I mean, everywhere I look, there's like a Brandon Ellis. I'm going to open up my Instagram right here. Just take a look at my Instagram. Let's see who some sick players are that I follow. Immediately I saw Jack Gardner, right? I mean, like, just when I wake up in the day and I start the old doom scroll, Travis Toy, incredible guitar player. Ben Eller. Dave Kennedy is a fabulous songwriter. Nick Shampaw I work with in the Rascal Flatts, Gary LaVox kind of thing. Daniel Kimbrough, incredible bass player. Matt Watland, incredible songwriter from 10 years. As I scroll down, Dylan is a great young up-and-coming guitar player. He's 17. He just joined the Woodshed community. I'm excited about what he's got going on. Robert Richards, incredible musician. Travis Wyrick, incredible producer. I mean, Josh Schilling, incredible piano player. Just top shelf players. Seth Taylor, phenomenal acoustic musician. Mike Hicks, y'all, if y'all don't know the name Mike Hicks, follow him. Magnificent piano player. I mean, I'm just rolling down through here. Jimmy T mixes front of house for Dream Theater and John Petrucci. Mike Seal is an incredible guitar player. You need to know about Mike Seal. Chris Locke, I forget his pronunciation. Fabulous producer. Guitar Phil, Adrian Taylor. I mean, I'm on the first 30 people, and it's a wall of monster musicians. Saul Philcox, Jim Riley, Jake Workman. I mean, it's an endless wall. There's Tim from Polyphia. Follow him. Cody Kilby, who just won Bluegrass Guitarist of the Year. Will Barton, Nick Johnston, Shannon Campbell, Tosin Abasi. Chris Justice is a great guitar player. Nigel is the A&R Sir for Europe, and Nigel's a great guitar player. I mean, it's just like I feel like everybody everywhere is great. Jeremy Barnes, Mark Letary. I mean, I just keep rolling. It's really impressive. There's Tyler. Tyler's a monster. Matt Sickles is a monster. Arnie Newman is a freak show. It's just an endless wall when I'm looking on my phone every day, and that's just the folks that I follow, and they're freaks of nature, just really great players, and in all different ways. So it's easy to get down on oneself and kind of bum out a little bit because you feel like you're bringing sand to the beach, Chuck's get tickled at that. I always say that. Chuck's now saying it to me. But yeah, I mean, it's just incredible. It's incredible how many great musicians there are out there. And I think that's got to be fuel to inspire and not put yourself down. I think it's also got to be a situation where you can take something that can spark a little creativity and take that thing and run with it. Come up with your own thing, right? Like, I mean, I've got this melody that it's not polished, and it's going to be over the. It's this song that I was kind of noodling with. That. You know, the melody over that chorus has got this like. And it sits over this. And it's like, that's just something that I really like Paramore, and I kind of took that kind of riff, inspired by some of the stuff that they do, and I was like, oh man, what would a Guthrie kind of melody line sound like over that? And when I think of Guthrie, I'm always thinking like that, like shifting, slidey thing that he does that I love so much. You know, he's big on the, like playing the same, like those kind of lines where it's like he's like grabbing a note and then sliding up to the same note on the same string just to give different characters. Basically this idea where this note sounds different in two different places, right? Like that's something I really kind of lifted from Guthrie. And it's like the quality of the note sounds different. So I wanted to have like that thing sitting over top of that. Anyways, it's just like stealing a little kernel, just stealing a little tiny little breadcrumb and not trying to digest the entire Bad Asteroid solo. You know, because here's the thing, right? If you can just play the Bad Asteroid solo, or you could play Zap, or you could play Cruise Control, or Forgotten Secrets, like maybe we'll learn one of my tunes. It's like, if once you do that and you acquire that, it's like, still yet, it's like, that's cool and it feels good. Like I have those moments in life where I was like, man, if I can only play too many notes, if I can only play Pick It Apart. Like I had those moments and I was like, you know what? I did it, but now what? Like, and we've talked about this before, like what happens if you could just Infinity Gauntlet music and you had harmony, rhythm, you know, you had Infinity Gauntlet music. Like, what would you say then? You know, it's a really interesting conversation. And at the end of it all, it's just got to be like, man, what kind of music do you like and what kind of things do you want to say? Here's the thing that I think is really important for today. I think all of you guys, any player has got more in them than they are taking advantage of, right? Oftentimes we're like, all right, here's my pet licks and I can do these pet licks and I hope the guy calls the song an E or A or whatever so I can play my licks. But like the reality is, if you can play a lick like can you play that everywhere across the board? That's a simple idea. Right? Like just taking a simple idea and putting it all over it. Man, can you play it in a different key, right? Let's take you can play that everywhere. And it just keeps unfolding and keeps unfolding. And then you go, well, man, what's that going to sit in? Like, what does that idea sit with, right? You know, is it... Like, where's the music come from? Once you got a little kernel of information, you've used the old Vidami. You've used the old Vidami weapon. Let's say you've been at it, you've been practicing, been on YouTube, using this thing, you're looping, you're slowing down, you're doing all the things that it can do. And finally, you steal you a little kernel, a little nugget from somebody. Where's it going to go? because it shouldn't just live within the parameters of the situation that you stole it from. It should be able to fit in a lot of different musical environments, right? You could twist it and turn it. Discovery, right? It keeps you out of bashing your face against the wall and getting frustrated with the instrument. I'm going to check out the chat here. We got 15, 20 minutes left. I'm going to check out the chat. Okay. He's not Ingve. I don't even know what that means, but that's the first thing I saw. Here we go. Digging in here, Chuck's here. He's saying, I would pay to see a comedy set with Greg and Daniel Kimbrough with no music performed. I would too. Those guys are funny dudes. Hobby Tone says, when you are noodling around like that, how do you know when to add the sauce? Do you mean the sauce like the reverb and the delay? Because that's a term I use for time-based stuff. Add the sauce. Or do you mean like hot, tasty chops? Hot, tasty chops, folks. So get back to me on that, Hobby Tone. Everyone's so concerned with technical ability. Yes, it's important, but songwriting and the right notes, it's all about the personal taste. It's art, man. By God, it's art. We all are just going to feel like, I want to like it. I want it to taste good. I want it to taste good. There's some insane talent out there. Yeah. You should follow some underwhelming guitar players. I'm on YouTube as well. That's great. What a great quote. Follow some underwhelming guitar players. Pookie says you're one of them. Man, I appreciate that. I don't feel like it some days, but yeah. Roddy Patterson says Johnny Holland recorded a lot of my friend Blake's in Old Hickory. Oh yeah. It's just down the road a bit. Riley says Kirk Hammett is an incredible player. If you've overtaken him in skill, all your friends and family should be proud of you. Look at it this way, Riley. Even if you're overtaking him in skill, I mean, we didn't write. Whatever that little bend thing is, it sounds so out of place, but when he does it, I always look forward to it, so it's not out of place, right? And again, it's about writing. He wrote it. He started it. It's not about overcoming them, passing them in a skill set, because it's like, what are you going to do with the skill set? Again, it's like being all dressed up with nowhere to go. What's your music going to be like, right? That's the thing. That's the thing that's interesting. Rob says, and I think everybody will recognize that solo. That's another thing that's really important. It's like, I didn't tell you which Metallica solo that was. You just kind of like, oh yeah, that's the one solo, right? Johnny can play any style. That's what I like about him. Johnny's very talented, man. The Descending Run just had a little Chris Thile vibe to it. Yeah, man, a lot of my stuff has some Chris Thile stuff. Mike Shepard raised a good question. He says, what are your thoughts on Andy Timmons? He's my favorite. Andy Timmons has been a very important mentor to me for the past several years. He probably doesn't realize how much he's impacted my perspective and my love for music. Outside of how great Andy is as a player and that tone that he gets and the lyrical phrasing, he just sounds like a great singer that just happens to be playing guitar. Andy has got a beautiful perspective on the instrument and is always learning and always a student, and he's been so inspiring to me. I'll never be able to show enough appreciation to Andy Timmons for what he's. He's like my Obi-Wan, man. He's Obi-Wan Kenobi. Man, I learned this lesson hard. This is Mark Kirby. Mark Kirby is saying he learned a lesson in the late 80s when he took lessons from Bruce Boulez, who is incredible. And he would play me cassettes from around the world of shredding guitar players. Got to do my own thing. You got to do your own thing. What do you think of scallop frets? And do any of your... No, it's not for me. I'm not a scallop fret guy. Now, I prefer frets au gratin. Yeah, I like that. I like frets Alfredo. No, I'm not a scallop fret kind of guy. It's just the frets on the Sirs are perfect. Like this is my perfect guitar. This is my number one. This one has overtaken the black guitar. This is the best, my favorite. This is the one right now. This is the old Sam Whiskey here. I think I'm going to start calling him Sam Whiskey. Sam Whiskey here. My dad had 2 German Shepherds. This is before I was born. But he had 2 German Shepherds, Sam and Saul, King Solomon, Sam Whiskey. I think it's start calling this guitar Sam Whiskey. This is my favorite one, and no scallops needed. It's perfect. The fretwork is perfect. It's the perfect guitar for me. Guggenheim says, Andy comes from a long line of butchers because my man's got chops for days. I like that little dad joke here on a Tuesday. Got a cars and guitars coming up. Jim, I would love to do another guitars and coffee coming up. Let's do that. Let's try to get that on the books. What size frets do you like on a vintage style radius? I don't like a vintage style radius, so I'm out. I'm just already out. I don't like a vintage style radius. It's cool for certain applications, but for the versatility that I look for, it's just a little limiting. It kind of limits what I've got, what I can play. Tom Martin says exactly. Lots of folks can repeat what they hear, but it got to come from an original source. Here's the interesting thing. Let's say this. You ever see these guys that cover every song, cover every solo, and it's always so good, just always so spot on? What are you going to do if you went to see them live, if you bought tickets for them? Now, their mission in life may not be to play live, but mine is. My mission is to play live. I played at the Grand Ole Opry House last night. Always one of the greatest venues that I've ever blessed enough to play in. And I've got about 3 or 4 more shows this year to wrap it up. But playing live is where it's at for me. It's like I love doing streaming. I love doing Patreon. I love doing these things. But to be the guy that makes the metal cover of the Harry Potter theme, that's not for me. That's cool for somebody else, right? But like, again, what would those guys do live if you went to go see them? Whereas if I go see Andy Timmons, I want to hear Electric Gypsy. I want to hear Resolution. I want to hear Helipad. I want to hear all those signature tunes, Groove or Die, Cry for You. I got to hear Cry for You when I hear Andy Timmons play live. Got to hear Cry for You. Super 70s. I go see Eric Johnson. I want to hear Zap. I want to hear Cliffs of Dover. I know he's played it a billion times. He's probably sick of playing it, but I want to hear Cliffs of Dover. I want to hear Manhattan. I want to hear Desert Rose. I want to hear Highlanders. Like, I want to hear those jams. I want to hear Pavilion. I go see Steve Vai and I don't hear The Love of God. I'm like, what the crap, Steve? Play For the Love of God. I want to hear it. I want to hear it in the room. I want to be with you when you make it. So the most important thing is your original thought. Think about it. Soundgarden, none of those guys were shredders. God, I mean, like, watching those guys live, it's all they can physically do to physically play their songs. Those songs are at their technical limits. By God, it's incredible. Every time. It's incredible. It sounds great. It's like the final product was greater than the ingredients. You know, I love Jack Gardner. I adore Jack. I adore Jack's playing. I think he is just so exciting. But man, I want to hear Spoon Man, and that is not something that Jack Gardner released. You know, it's like, and that's not against Jack. I'm looking forward. I'm super excited about what he's got coming with Wayne, and he's making so much original music, and he's doing these original tunes, and it's fun. It's a thing that's his statement. That's what I look for in so many players. I would love a solo album from Andre Nieri. That's a big one. I would love a solo album from Mateus Sasato. That's me being selfish and saying that out loud to the world. And I want to manifest that. I know that those guys work on so much music and they're so talented and they work with so many, high profile guys. And it's not just those 2 guys. I mean, I would love a Sean Tubbs album. I would love another Tom Bukovac album. I got that, was it Trip the Witch? I want more material from Tom Bukovac. I want my favorite guys. They're like my favorite chefs. So I can't eat at their restaurant enough. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing that's exciting to me. All right. Little side note, little housekeeping here. Holiday sale on the Vidami. If you're thinking about grabbing one of these right here, if you're thinking about grabbing one of these for the holidays, it's really great. Or maybe asking old Santa Claus to bring you one. We'll get Santa Claus a discount right here, 15% off. That's going to be Woodshed Live. The link is over there in the chat. Seriously, I'm just going to say it. It makes learning easier. There you go. There's your all-encompassing term. It makes learning easier. It makes learning how to play the guitar easier. We need that. Guitar playing is difficult enough as it is. Tim, the trainer, says, I have a line on an AW whiskey in Hungary. Oh, man. That's rare. They're hard to come by. Right now, if you order one, I think it's about a 14-month wait. Can you describe your Tele neck pickup design? These are new pickups that are coming out. They're not out yet. The other model has the more vintage single coils. This has got the humbuckers. I'll be able to talk about these a little bit more in the future when we release them. They're going to be coming out we got something really exciting for you guys. A little something special today. Not just debut some pickups, but a new vehicle. A new vehicle to put those pickups in, right? All right. Mike Shepard says, Andy Tim is headed for the ditch. Didn't know he could pick that Tele style like that. Yeah, it's interesting because his chicken picking is still alternate picking. He doesn't do a lot of the traditional like Brent thing. He doesn't do a lot of that, right? Like that's more the let me dial in a more traditional. Guys, this lead tone's really good. If you want this fractal patch, you could go over to andywoodmusic.com and buy it. Also, you could just join the Patreon and it's in there too. So let's get us a smoke wagon. Smoke wagon. Man, that sounds good, doesn't it? Shoo-wee. Yeah, Andy does that thing, and it's like this kind of, he's got this kind of thing going on. I can't even hold my hand like the way he does it. But I learned to chicken pick from Brent, you know, all that kind of stuff. That kind of thing is where I learned how to do it, right? Obviously, I love Brent, love what he does, and so much of that, that kind of thing, Right? And I mean, even in my tunes, you can hear it in my tunes. That style is definitely where I learned to pick the chickens, and sure do love that style. Love Brent and Ray Flack, Roy Nichols, Jimmy Olander, and all those cats, man. So many great pickers. I mean, Ricky Skaggs, great chicken picker. All right, man. Hello to Japan. Is it right to say konnichiwa? Is that the thing? Yeah. For the love of God, play for the love of God. Man, I can't play that song. I feel like I can give you just enough of it to, like, disappoint you. Right? I don't know if that's the right position. I'm just playing by ear. What is it? I mean, I don't know that song. That's all you get. I think it's something like that. I don't know what this. I don't know what that lick is. Sorry. I don't know what the next one is either. I don't know. I'm totally faking it, but I'm just trying to play by memory. I don't know what it is. The old Jack Butler thing. Somebody's talking about that thing. Man, I can't play that either. Something like that, right? I don't know. That's all I got. Yeah. Let's get back in here. Let's get back in the chat here for just a few minutes and hang out. Rob's saying I saw Cody play when he was a teenager at Elderly Instruments. He'd won the flatpick competition. Yeah, Cody's a beast, man. He's incredible. Incredible player. Seth is incredible, too. Yeah, man. Michael Rizzo saying he checked out Sean Tubbs and Cordy because of my thing. Yeah. Man, those guys rule. Is that giveaway you mentioned in a few weeks still happening? I am about to say that right here. I'm about to talk about that giveaway. Let's see. That's hooked up. I can't pick it up. I've got an FM3 that has actually been on the road with me, and it played a couple of gigs this year. It's basically brand new condition. It played an Opry gig and a couple of other things. We're going to give it away. It's a Fractal FM3. What I want you to do is to sign up by going to andywoodmusic.com/FM3 giveaway. One more time. andywoodmusic.com/FM3 giveaway. That contest will go live next Monday, the 12th. December 12th was when it will go live. There's a lot of things I love the Fractal guys, man. I really love those dudes a lot. And we got so many things cooking. Just different tone packs and free sysx files. Those that have Fractals, you know that runs on just a sysx file. I got free patches that I've made, and some patches are going out. I got a Brad Paisley patch that you saw in a video recently. That's going out. Also, the FM3, we're going to give away the FM3. So if you've always thought about getting one of these, but it's been a little out of budget, or maybe you had to get your girlfriend or wife something for Christmas instead, maybe you get to win this thing. Basically, it's just like I said, it's going to go live on the 12th. So there you have it. Jim Hoffman says I can't play that and then plays it. Man, I can't. I do. I under promise, man. Always do that. Andy, did you know Dave Winter went on his own way? I think that's awesome. Roman, I did. Dave is a friend of mine. Dave is a good buddy. Whenever we've been in the same town at the same time, we usually try to grab a lunch or something. I've been on tour and been in Philly and got cheesesteaks. He's been on tour, been in Knoxville, and I went to see their show. Yeah, man, Dave's just a sweetheart of a guy and just absolutely terrifying guitar player. I mean, he's so good, man, so good. I'm excited to see what he can do. I really am, because Dave's just got so much to offer. It's great acoustic stuff, all incredible. Mike Shepard said, "Who did the guitar on the Halo theme?" It was Steve I. Yeah, it was Steve I, right? The what was that? Is it something like that? Try to play it if I remember it. Was it? That's it. There we go. Right. Like, that's so cool. Halo 2. It was Halo 2. Steve Vai. Is that a PRS stenciled on the floor. I don't know what you see. Oh no, that's it's a pile of screwdrivers. I've been working on gear because we've had a couple of live shows, and that's it, right? So I've been reforming a couple of things. I'll tell you about my live rig just for a second. I changed some things, and I'm going to start trying out the UA aux live because I use it in the studio, and the tones are exactly the same. So I got another Universal Audio aux. By the way, thanks to AMS, American Music Supply, I love those guys. And I said, hey, I need something to carry this in because this cardboard box is going to be beat to death. And they're like, hey, look at all these options. So if you're ever in the market for a case, and I do need to order another acoustic guitar case, go to AMS. Great folks, man, really, really good company. And they always like to hang out here with us on Tuesdays. Yeah. So anyways, revamping my live rigs, and I built a small little baby board that's just out of shop. But yeah, this thing that looks like a PRS bird, that's just some right here. Where's it at? Boop, right there. That's just a pile of screwdrivers. It's just like a flathead, Phillips head, and something else, you know. Yeah, Master Chief, man, he's my dude. One of the greatest video game characters of all time, and I will say this, the original Halo 3 trilogy might be my favorite story and or campaign or whatever. I think it's a tie between that and Ocarina of Time with Zelda. FM3 would be awesome to own. Eddie, just sign up. December 12th. Yeah. Randy Heston says, you got my shipping address. Randy wins everything. I don't know how. I'm ready for him just to enter the lottery. Just give us all some money when he wins it. Yeah, somehow he'll end up with one. I don't know. Rob, thank you for the beer money, the donation, and I appreciate you guys throwing a little beer money at that chat revenue. He says, come across such a nice guy with such positive things to say. So I want to address that. I feel like I get bummed a lot. I feel like, there's a lot of imposter syndrome within me, and I feel like the way to handle that is kind of put that out in the world, and I'm talking to myself as much as I talk to you guys about it, Saw Cody play at Elderly Instruments when he won a flat picking competition as a teenager. Yeah, he's a monster, man. I talk to him occasionally. Thank you, Rob, for the beer money on the Hardest Goodbye. That's a really cool solo in Hard. That's one of my favorite ones. What's that? And then that lick that's like the fives. Or that. That thing. It's really tricky. It's a. It's a really, really squirrely lick because in the middle of the alternate picking at this. So, right, so one more time. One more time so I can do it right. I haven't played Tokyo in forever, man. There was that lick. I don't even remember it. I haven't played that song in like 5 years. It's not even in the repertoire anymore. Maybe I need to knock the dust off of it. There is a master class that I did available on Jam Tracks that taught it, and we used to play it live a lot. But like many things, as you grow as an artist, there's songs that just they don't hold up when you write new songs that you like better. And so when I started kind of pulling a lot more of that southern flavor into my style and kind of owning that lane a little bit more, a tune like Tokyo, it just really didn't translate to the live show, so I just hadn't played it in 5 years. Eddie says, I entered that giveaway a few weeks ago, went to the website, sent an email. I hope you got it and entered the right place. Eddie, the contest will go live on the 12th. So just be aware of that. When you're coming back to Myrtle Beach, man, hopefully soon. Taylor, I'm going to relearn that for you, man. I'm going to try to relearn that for you. There's plenty of videos. I think there's a video online from us doing it with the Live at the Bijou thing. But yeah, man, I haven't played that in forever. I don't even remember the tapping part. I think that's it. That's what it is, right? The old muscle memory started kicking back in. One more time. Yeah. Ta-da! I remembered it. I feel like it had one of those really nasty... had some kind of really nasty tapping thing in it. Something like that. I can't remember what that lick was, but it was something like that. I think it's this. Yeah. Was it? That's it. That's it. That's the whole lick. I need to go back and learn it. Something like that. I obviously cannot play it right now. Andy, can you play Tokyo? The answer is no. You got a little bit, just enough to disappoint you. That's the thing, right? Ben, you're too kind, man. You are far too kind. Far too kind. Carson Fee is in the house. Carson, recent addition over at the Woodshed. Thanks for hanging out, man. Appreciate you. He says, I saw a custom modern Andy Wood's signature, but it wasn't a T. Did you do a super strat at some point? I did, Carson. That was in the old, we'll call that the old regime. There's a very limited number. I think we only did about 40 of those, maybe 50, but a very limited run. Thomas Run says, trying to buy the Iron Red, and they said they're nowhere to be found. Was totally sleeping on it, then realized the neck is the same as my Neon Drip. Can't wait to get my hands on one. So, Thomas, you have to special order the Iron Red because it will be discontinued in the near future. I don't want to say discontinued, but we're going to put it in the vault. Maybe we're not going to bring it out for a day or two. We've got something else coming out that's going to be really, really fun. Michael Rizzo says, got to go. Cheers, Michael. Thanks for hanging out. And Roman says, yeah, one string only. I like that you guys are telling me how to play my songs because I don't remember, but yeah, we figured it out. Thanks, Roman. Jim Hoffman says, Myrtle Beach, an hour away. Man, we got to do something. Got to figure it out. Andy, are you doing the Gary LaVox show on Oahu in February? Most likely, Dustin, most likely. I don't know the details of next year yet, but most likely. With that said, man, again, thanks to Vidami for letting us hang out. I'm going to use Vidami to go back and learn my own songs because I don't know how to play Tokyo. It's been 5 years since I've played that thing, or longer. I always say 5, but it's the default because I forget there was a pandemic. So it's probably longer now. Probably longer on that since I've played that thing live. But Vidami allows us to hang out on a Tuesday. But you can loop. You can grab a loop. You can control the speed of that loop. You can bring it down. So if you're trying to learn that tapping section of Tokyo, you can just loop that. You can control the speed, and then you can start and stop the loop, all while keeping your hands on the guitar and off of the stupid keyboard and mouse. You don't need to be doing this thing when you're trying to do this thing. You know what I mean? Trying to play tip taps. You don't want to be doing key taps. As Ben Eller says, less clicking, more picking. That's the thing. That's what Vidami lets you do. Less clicking, more picking. You guys have made my day. Thank you for hanging out as always. If you want to hang out with us in the old Patreon Zoom masterclass, that means you get to speak and not just type. You get to hang out in a big group Zoom call. It's really, really killer. It's probably one of the coolest things that I offer. Even if I'm on the road, we do it from tour. So it's really, really interesting and really integral part of what we do on the Woodshed is this live Zoom class. It's once a week. And yeah, that's going to be at patreon.com/AndyWoodMusic. If you're looking to buy any tabs, transcriptions, guitar profiles, things like that, go on over to AndyWoodMusic.com. That's also, if you're looking to sign up on the 12th, December 12th, that's going to be December 12th for the FM3 giveaway. That's going to be AndyWoodMusic.com/FM3 giveaway. And going to be really, really cool. A lot of good stuff here at the holidays. Gift of Tone program with Fractal. Make sure to go Fractal's page. Make sure to go see the AMS folks. Get a case for your Fractal. All that kind of good stuff. Got a lot of things going on with a lot of great companies. I use Diodario picks and strings. Check out the Sir. We got new pickups coming out. A lot of cool things. Wampler gearbox. It's a lot. It's a lot of items. A lot of tasty treats floating around out there in the world. And happy to work with some freaking killer companies. So with that said, thank you guys so much for hanging out here on a lovely Tuesday afternoon. And I hope you guys have a happy week of picking and making music. And I appreciate the super chat, the chat revenue. I appreciate all the support from you Patreon members. And yeah, Skankbanger jacket right here. If you want to see Skankbanger, our last couple of shows of the year are December 16th and December 30th. So that's with Uncle Ben, and it sure is a lot of lights, tights, and cat fights. So I appreciate you guys hanging out. We'll see you Patreon members later this week, and we'll see you guys with the Vidami chat next Tuesday at 3 o'clock Eastern. Thanks for hanging out.